Look at how blue that thing is. And I mean, it's solid and it's very silicated. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is just freaking awesome. That is just solid blue. Thank you, Lord. God is good. Oh man. It's just so blue. See? Oh! Wow. Man. It just keeps getting better and better. Hey miners and minerettes. Thanks for clicking on the video. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know in less than a week, we'll be out in Quartzsite, Arizona for the Powwow Gem and Mineral Show. We'll have hundreds of cut gems and specimens, as well as stuff from this video that you're gonna watch right now. I'd like to thank our subscribers for their continued support. We are less than 130 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers, so give ourselves a little pat on the back. We're only going up from here, so don't forget to hammer that like button and subscribe. Also hit the bell notification so that you can stay informed when we're posting, and let's get rocking. So we're out here mining the Barela Blue Chrysocolla. Got all of our equipment. Cleared this whole area right here. And you could see we hit a little bit of blue silica right here. So we're going to pull it out and kind of see what's in that area. And then start pulling apart this whole vein structure and see what kind of dispersion of silica we have. And then we can continue digging it up this hill. Now that I got my jackhammer, it definitely will make things a lot easier. Sure. Just a little piece out of there. You could see a nice little silica layer. See how far it goes back. I'm not sure yet. Let's go ahead and pry this little guy out. I might require a little extra digging in that, actually. A whole lot. See, this will just need just a few couple of these. It has little bits of blue in it, but it's mainly host rock, it looks like. You can see there's a little bit of blue silica to it. The roto hammer on it. See, there's definitely some gemminess to it. Don't want to break up too much of this stuff over here on this side because it's looking pretty decent. So you could see what it looks like. Getting into some good stuff. Some really nice blues in there. break all this stuff apart and really see what's in it. But what it looks like in there. This stuff's all too weathered to produce anything good. Anything that's in here will just be all there goes that tool. So you can see I've now opened up all this. I don't want to wet it too much because there will be. I don't want to wet it too much because it'll be all muddy and clay.
Ever had a dreams that you
So I'm just gonna work on popping these pieces out right here, and then we'll work on pulling out these bigger pieces, kind of seeing what's up with them, if there's anything in them, which I'm sure there's different veins running through them, but we'll crack those open and then we'll get into the harder rock that's underneath that actually requires the jackhammer, the big jackhammer. Nice little gemmy area here. See, there's some layers that go inward. Looks like the foliation goes this way, so there could be a faceable piece or two there. Have to crack it up afterwards and see. Let's see, this is what I've opened up here now. Before it was just this down here, and now we're all the way up to here. So, making good progress. See, this is all fully, all broken up and weathered. Probably not much good stuff here, but we can always crack the pieces and see what we're working with. Definitely too weak to really have much silica in it. Tiny bit with a little bit of purple showing on that. The rest of the pieces just look like malachite. A little bit of silica in that one. You can tell by how this part doesn't crumble. It's pretty hard. And you can see the blue that runs through it. So that's a telltale sign of stuff that's worth processing. At least it may not be worth cutting once you actually process it, but you get to know what to look for. It's pretty hard. Looks like there's a little bit of silica over here. It might just be malachite. Yeah, mainly malachite. There is some silica mixed in there though. You can see some decent blues with the greens. Just throw that piece up there to be processed. That stuff's definitely junky. Looks like there could be enough silica over here in this area to produce something. Yep, there's some really nice looking quartz right there, so you can see how white it is. The quartz is the right material to hold that silica. So there could be something over here on this side. Just more so trying to just clear the loose stuff so then we can have a clear picture of what we want to work with. Okay, we'll probably have to probably not much silica, but it's definitely chrysocolla. It's more of the B grade stuff. Okay, I think that's everything that's loose right here. Alright, let's give it a quick blow off, and then we'll use the jackhammer. Jimmy blue right in the middle. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. And it looks like it's a bit more silicated right up in here. You can see the white quartz. So where those two meet, you get really nice pockets. Cool stuff. Nothing like it. Look at that. Just to make a perfect tiny little cab out of that stuff. some gemminess running through it. The brown is going to be pitted, but there could be some workable pockets throughout. It's about time to break out the big one. About time to break out the big jackhammer because I don't want to have to keep it. There we go. All right, that one's free. Oh yeah, there's definitely some blues running through it. A few good areas it has to definitely be processed. heavy too. It's silicated, very silicated. Looks like a lot of malachite on top, but you can see where it transitions in color, and then you got the clear or white quartz on the bottom. So you cut down on top of this, and that'll create a really nice piece that will take a good polish. There's a whole vein of it right there. Just gotta get to it. That's a pocket piece. I'm gonna cut it. All right, let's see. A little bit. You can see the blue line. Got some non-silicated chrysocolla mixed in here and malachite. And some decent looking stuff on top. Not anything crazy, but there definitely will be some crazy stuff in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, and there's malachite in it, but that malachite actually looks like it's going to be hard enough to cut. That's some really, really amazing looking stuff. Super silicated. Almost looks like bloodstone, it's so silicated. That's a banger right there. On top of the bag because it's so good. To the rest of this mess up in more good stuff. Every time I come back here, I'm like, okay, is the vein gonna stop? Is it gonna be worth me even coming back out here? And then I open it up and start digging more, and it just gets better and better. It always surprises me. Wow, look how blue the dirt is here. Let me show you. Look at the dirt is just blue raining out of the hole. So that's how much silicated chrysocolla there is right there. See that? Full sunlight. Pretty awesome. Sorry if my shadow's messing it up. I can't really move to the other side. There is no place to go, but really, really awesome looking stuff. And then where we were getting the Barela Blue out of, you could see these blacks that run through here. And whatever that mineral is, that's what tends to carry the fluoride in. So there should be some more Barela Blue fluorites in this portion of the vein. And then we're getting a lot of nice, really silicated chrysocolla, solid stuff in here. That looks so good. Get the roto hammer on here. This stuff out of my way. I can kneel down. All right. There's a little bits, but that looks like most of our good stuff is coming from this side right here. preserving that stuff. Man, these cobalt batteries last forever. Cobalt, sponsor me. Just making space so that we can separate this piece away without fracturing. Excited to see what this looks like as we continue to do it. You can see just how much iron's in there. It's almost solid iron. Let's see. Pretty metallic sounding. It's almost like jasper, yellow jasper. This is right up against that vein like that. Yeah, it's like a yellow jasper, brown jasper. Super smooth. And it just had the slightest bit of blue to it, but not anything worth keeping. But it's good to see that we're getting that kind of silica content as we get deeper into this. That is really promising looking. Blow it off so that I could show the camera what I'm looking at. I'm sure you could see a bit of it, but it's pretty awesome. So here's the silica seam. Look at how blue that thing is. And I mean, it's solid and it's very silicated. You can see where it breaks and it just turns to white powder or blue white powder. But that is a good sized chunk and it is solid color. So it's looking really promising. It's pretty solid up here too. Looks like we're gonna get a lot of really awesome material to take with us to Quartzsite. Trying to clear it away, make space for this really awesome blue to come out. Alright, I need something. Let me see. Looks like that piece, yeah, that piece just wants to come away. Look at that. Man, it's just solid blue. That is excellent. Listen to that. Hard stuff. are. Oh yeah, this is just freaking awesome. Look at the blues in the quartz back here. Granted, we have host rock, but that's just on the surface, just the top of it. And that is just solid blue. Thank you, Lord. God is good.
God is good.
Little crumblies. Little cabbable crumblies. Look at those. Oh man. It's just so blue. That is absolutely stellar. I could have only dreamed that this vein opened up like this when I first started digging it down there. I was recovering some pieces and there were small seams of solid blue, but I only hoped that it got this silicated, and it has not disappointed, that's for sure. Looks like that could just be. Let's see. Oh, wow, man. It just keeps getting better and better. Every single piece that we're pulling off is just awesome. Like, it doesn't even have to be processed. It's just solid blue. That is so cool. I went into this and broke it up a little bit when I was using a big jackhammer just to try and see what we're working with here. There's some stuff to it for sure. It's got some decent okay color. It's got a little bit of malachites to it. There could be some processable material there for sure. I mean, like this piece just popped off. And that one looks like it's cuttable. Cut the malachite away. Potentially. Just have to see. Have to see how weathered it is as we get into it. Yeah, pretty malachite-y. But the closer we get to this side, the better it looks. Toss that up there with the 2B process type stuff. So cool. So freaking cool. some solid stuff on the edge here for sure. It has some okay stuff, and then it goes into more of a malachite mix over here. But I mean, look at it. Here, I'll just scoop up these little crumbs. Look at how blue just rains out of here. But that looks like some really good stuff there. I try to keep the pieces that are like big enough to cut a cab out of. When I get bored, I sit down and cut small cabochons out of them. Got a piece coming right now. It's pinching a little bit, but there's definitely some good material on it. Let's see. A little bit more patterned, less solid in color. But I could have transitioned more over towards this side at this point, where that solid blue is going to be. We got any wiggle in this one? It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like we have movement in either of them. So the next step is to make movement. We got to clear out the sides more. At least we got some good material out already. A couple pounds of some really high grade. This looks awesome. I mean, look at that. You know what I mean? It's just so blue.
It's amazing.
So it's looking real promising. And so solid, there's no fractures through it because I've been making the fractures, so to speak. So it'll slice nice slabs without having any weird pitted areas. So we got the vein all exposed here. You can see we got some decent color showing, especially down in this area. Most of that is malachite on that side. It continues. Most of our good color is running along this side, but there's a lot of malachite. Let me spray this off so we can see what it looks like. I pulled another chunk off. but it's cool. It's not silicated chrysocolla. It is silicated malachite though. And has a really nice pattern to it. And then continuing, you can see we got a little bit of more silicated malachite there. There's a bit of silicated chrysocolla on that corner. It's kind of thin. We'll have to see what's under this piece and how it expands out. But this is the area that we've cleared so far. I'm going to continue working it. I'm going to open up this side, open up that side, and hopefully get these big pieces to let go. You can see there's a fracture in them down here by my boot. It's probably a couple 100 pounds of material right here that will vary in quality. All of that ends up being, definitely feels very dense, like a chunk of quartz. Very heavy. Let's give this a wiggle to see. I don't think it has much movement in it. Not yet. We gotta break out the bottom portion of it. Yeah. Alright, well that's what we'll do. Get to working on this. Some stuff to tumble it. Looks like it's all malachite. It's definitely heavy. Quartzy on that side. So my thought is, if I could get this front piece off, the rest would follow. it is, we're going to start splitting it right there, because it seems to be pretty much low grade over here on this side. Just malachite. It's not even close to silicated into there. There isn't much at the top of the vein here. But that's not to say that there isn't the further down we go. Some really nice looking stuff. But not what we're after right now. Now that's just getting up into the country rock. That's like, doesn't really have a lot going on with it up here. It's all loose. Let's see what we got here. Okay, looks like we got all malachite as expected for the middle of the vein. Still cool looking, but just malachite. We can just tap that with a slide and that'll move. Let's see what we can do back here. There. Okay. Just like, it's kind of more of that pattern stone that I pulled out here. Grab that. This up here. It's kind of cool looking. It's got a lot of banding. It's very quartzy. And there's the other piece of it. Super, super dense material because it's so quartz filled. Just be prepared for ants, because last time the ants just exploded out of this area down here when I had lifted a big chunk like this. Gotta crack these ones. See what's going on in the middle of them. Not quite wide enough. of iron. Copper cut infilled jaspers. It's crazy. It's back to crummy over here. It's like the last bit of the jasper. It ends like right here as far as the I mean, I guess it could just be more weathered right here, but it doesn't look like it has enough silica from that point on. There's some jamminess in it. Yeah. Yeah, has some potential. It gets crummy over here, but there's some good stuff right there if you want to spray it. How's that look? Decent?
Pretty.
Yeah. Real deep blue. I like how it's like swirled.
Yeah.
It's heavy. I gotta dig this one out in the front a little bit more. All right, our chunks are free. Boom. And pretty much all this is good silicated material here on the top. Boom. It's dirty. Let's go ahead and spray the big one. All the way around, you can see over here. You can see some of the material that we got yesterday. Some of it needs to be processed, like this piece. It's not very thick. It just was like more so like a cabber. These are some good solid pieces all the way through. Little cabbers. This kind of needs to be processed, but you can see it has a nice blue gemmy layer. Has some malachite to it, but this malachite is not weathered, so it tends to be nice and hard. It's trapped within the silica. Really, really awesome stuff. Let me just set this down and I'll grab some other pieces. You can see there's a little bit of purple visible on that one. You get some dark blues. It's possible that there could be a little bit of purple streaking that goes into it. It's one of those that you just have to cut and see. I believe this came out of the same area. This might have been fit together somehow. It's some really nice solid purple, and it's got a little, or solid blue, and it's got some nice little purple notes to it, so there's a good chance that this stuff will have purple. You can see there's a purple dot right there, right there, right there. So this is likely going to be Barela Blue as far as the Barela Blue purple. So here's the big chunk that we brought home. Take a look at this. It's really silicated, and it's got purple all throughout it, right here on this side. Pale purple. Sorry, this one weighs probably about 150 pounds, but it's got some pretty good looking stuff to it. Malachite underneath, silicated chrysocolla on top. This is all solid right here. So, depending, probably about 2 inches. We're gonna drill a bunch of holes into it all around and feathering wedge the whole thing in half to remove the waste rock. But pretty awesome chunk that we brought home. Nice silicated Chrysocolla, Barela Blue. So I'm sitting here processing some material, some B-grade stuff, a couple smaller pieces of slightly higher grade. This is what I suspect is the Barela Blue. You can see it has purple in there, and it's mixed in with a lot of white quartz. So this stuff might actually cut better than the last seam. There's a few good pieces of it. So I'm going to start by slicing this one, and let's see what's inside. Like there's tiny bits of purple in it, but there's a lot of pitting in this particular stuff. You can see all this kind of green malachite, and it's really holy. There could be some material in this area that would be worth working. So what I'm going to do, oh, there's more on that side. That's less malachite looking, so we're going to take another slice off of it. Okay, off our area. Okay, let's go ahead and take another slice off of it and see what it's looking like. Okay. Let's see. Spray it off real quick. So there could be some workable material in this area. This area doesn't look too bad as well. The malachite seems to kind of disappear. There is some slight pitting, but it's definitely some cool looking stuff. It'll be like a B-grade material piece. Next slice has kind of a nice little pool in there. I would like to be able to have that. It does have a bug right in the center of it. What I'm going to do now is probably slice it one more time. Take off this end. One more slice. Definitely more silicated in this area over here. You can feel how resistant it is. Certainly a lot more for that pocket. Just taking our time because we don't want to crack it and have it break into multiple pieces. Okay. Yeah, I like that little pocket. It has a touch of purple to it. Kind of almost has banding to it, like almost like a fortification here. Spray it off real quick. So if you 2x, you can see there's a lot of flow that took place in that area in there. There's some decent slight purples up in this area. But I really like this quartz-filled area. Either way, it still looks pretty awesome. You could stabilize this stuff. I haven't attempted personally. I'm sure you can. Then I'm sure it would cut some really awesome stuff. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a slice off this piece. You can see it has that same, because it all came out of the same piece, it has that same pocket of gemminess. But I actually, these two pieces I think were joined together at one point. Pretty cool. stuff. That's probably even thick enough to cab this side too. So most of this is going to be waste rock right here. So I'm just going to slice it to about right here. That actually looks pretty good in there, where that pocket kind of terminates into. I like the contrast with the white quartz on the sides and then the blue in the middle. That's kind of cool looking. Definitely a lot of iron to this material. Crusty iron oxide. I'll probably cut the rest of this on the trim saw since it's small enough. Even though this is a trim saw, I do want to do it with a finer blade, so I can get nice thin slices out of it. Now for the bigger portion, there's definitely a lot of color in there. And there's certainly, I think, going to be purple running through this piece. There's some good streams right here. That's a nice dark color. Obviously, once again, the black right here will be waste rock, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. It should just crumble away as we're cutting it. It looks like it's mainly malachite on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and slice basically to that blue right there. So it'll just be a straight cut across here, and we'll get more close to this edge of gemminess. So, like I said before, there's a good portion of waste rock, and it looks like it dips more up on this side. Obviously, as you can see, it comes all the way up to here. So, probably the back half of this is going to be majority waste. Only one way to tell, right? Oh, there's definitely another pocket of that gemmy blue going through it. So we could process this out of it. That looks really awesome. Even the iron oxide that's trapped within it is silicated. Get this straight off. So you can see that little rust-colored spot that's in there is even nice and trapped within the quartz, so it'll give a nice contrast between the blue, white, and clear. And you can see it looks like a crack, but it's actually not. It's well, it's partially a bug. So that area in there probably will end up being a little bit less silicated just in that crack, but you could slice right through it, or it could be stabilized. This stuff over here just probably won't take that great of a polish because it has all that weird host material locked up in it. Let's take a look at this half, which I believe this was the keeper half. So maybe not. Yeah, this was the keeper half. Okay. So you can see that bug continues through here. No purple showing up yet. A lot of host material attached. So this whole portion is going to be host material. This piece was more of, you know, an experiment to see what it looks like inside, more so, especially with the other pieces that I expected to be purple. This kind of stuff right here is our solid blue, and this should cut with good results without any issue. I suspect there's more hosts attached to this side once we get over to this, but for the most part you can see that it's pretty blue all the way through. We got some malachite here on the back, so we'll see. Either way, we have the other half of it. And this one definitely has a lot of blue to it. They both do. There's another piece additionally that has similar quality. So we're going to go ahead and slice probably in a corner off of each side and just see what we're working with. Definitely solid blue over here too. Slightly malachite though, but you can see we got a nice gemmy blue layer that runs through the entire piece. I'm gonna go ahead and slice the back side off. So right away I could tell it's just junky over here. Although you could see that there's some clear silica here up on the top that's trapping the copper within it. It's pretty pitted in here. So not a whole lot. I mean, I wouldn't expect really there to be, you know, much wood cutting from this point on, just because you can see it starts to turn more green away from the blue. Go ahead and slice this side too so that we can see how thick our blue band is over here. And then from there, we can slice it into multiple pieces if we decide to. I might keep this piece whole and slice the other one. Well, there's some like bull quartz or solid milky quartz that's floating right in the middle of it. And I'm willing to bet though that this just follows a line basically like this all the way through the entire piece. So all this top portion will pretty much be solid good material. We just have to slice it away from all this crumbly host material that's gratiated within it. Pretty cool stuff. I'll show you what some of the slabs look like once I get them sliced. So you could see there's some really nice solid blue material right here. I don't know the extent of which it travels through the entire piece. You can see it's kind of a lighter blue underneath. So we're just going to chop this bottom crusty part off, and then we'll be able to see into this piece and see how gemmy the pockets are, and if it's worth, you know, even saving this, or if it should just go into B grade and this should just be cut off, because this stuff is definitely nice and silicated, and it looks like it would cut pretty well. Definitely malachite on the bottom. I'm willing to bet that this is probably mainly malachite as well. Definitely has some chrysocolla. Definitely feels semi-hard, but yeah, just as expected, there's a lot of malachite in the lower portion of it. There's some okay blue stuff on top, so like under this layer. So likely only this piece, which I can just cut off with the trim saw. This piece will be A grade, and then this will be more of a B grade material. I may just face it down on top real quick with the wheels just to kind of show the blue that's within it. Some pretty cool stuff. So here's just a thin pitted piece of Barela Blue Silicated Chrysocolla. And you can see it's nice and translucent. Nice gemmy blue. Here, let me block out the light. But if we could get solid chunks of that stuff, which we should have some cutters in this last batch of material that we just cut and mined, could be some really nice material, that's for sure.